thewhothatdaily.com. That's right, thewhothatdaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, thewhothatdaily.com is your site. Thewhothatdaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
What's up, fam? This is Big Q from the Sports Coma. Much love to the family members. Appreciate y'all. The PRO Media Network is back at it again. Last year, we gave away several PS4s and games. So this year, we're raffling off a PS5. To enter for your chance to win, simply click the link below and fill out all the necessary information to be eligible. Sign up for the raffle. It's $25 to enter. You gain an opportunity to win a system, the PS5 system. Like I said, it's a one remote and everything in it that goes with the full system. These things are hard to come by. It could be yours. Into the raffle today, $25 get you in. There's also a deal when you buy more than one ticket to up your chances of winning. Jump in there. It also benefits the platform as well. So feel free to sign up for the first annual PS5 raffle from the Pro Media Network. Thank you for participating and much love. Big ups to you.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tiger Talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tiger Talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tiger Talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers.
You're now listening to Tough Tiger Talk with Big Q and the guys on the Pro Media Network.
What's going on, fam? Welcome to the latest installment of Tough Tiger Talk. LSU, man, got the win, victorious in the win. 49-21 is going down. Death Valley, they got a 2-1 of the Tigers, 2-0 at home. They took care of business against Central Michigan in this one. So welcome to this installment of Tough Tiger Talk. Big ups to the Tough Tiger Talk Nation. We in the building. Much love to you guys. LSU's now 2-1 on a 2-game winning streak. 49-21 dispatching the Central Michigan Chippewas. So we get that done pretty good. A lot to be happy about. More likes than dislikes in this matchup. Kind of concerning on the back end. The, just the falling of sleep could be problematic, will be problematic in the tough SEC schedule. But nonetheless, LSU were able to correct a lot of things. Did like how the offense flowed a lot better than before. Some guys getting some reps and whatnot. And, of course, I like what I've seen from young Deion Smith, who could be a possible good person opposite of Keyshawn Boutte that can help out. He had 5 catches for 135 and 2 touchdowns in the matchup. So we're going to get into the statistical breakdown as well as showing some highlights. But first and foremost, let's hear what Coach O had to say after the matchup as LSU were able to take care of business against the Chippewas. the Chippewas. Here we go.
All right, we made some improvement tonight. I was very pleased with the up-tempo of our offense. Very pleased with the play of our young receivers. I thought our quarterback, for the most part, played really well. I think Max had 5 touchdowns. You got to see what we've been seeing in practice in Deion Smith, those young receivers, and the young running back in Tyner. Some really good plays. I thought our defense played solid. We were very disappointed that we gave up those big plays. We had a missed assignment, and we got to fix that. Got to fix it fast. And but for the most part, we played a very good game. There's a lot of things that we still have to get better at. Special teams, we got to get better at field position. We lost a lot of field position. We're not returning the punts. We got to have a better scheme, and we got to gain some field position and special teams. We got to get better at this week. We got to continue to grow on our offense as a hurry up and doing the things that we can do and let our players make plays and continue to not get beat deep on the deep ball. I thought our defensive line played good. They gave us max protect. We got 5 sacks. I thought we was going to get more, but give them credit. They did a good job of protecting. Any questions?
Yeah, Ron Davis of Tiger Rag. Considering that the SEC play starts next week, was this the exact kind of game you were looking for as far as more went right than went wrong?
Sure. We saw improvement. And like I told our team, this wasn't nowhere about Central Michigan. This is about us, our identity, who we're going to be. And what are the things that we meant to do well as a football team? And you saw some of them tonight.
Hey, Wilson. Wilson Hansson from The Advocate. Specifically offensively, was that all the sort of similar question? All the things that you kind of wanted to see after, in terms of pass protection and up tempo and all that?
It's a beginning. And I thought we were in sync, especially the first and second quarter. I like the shots. Although we didn't get Keyshawn on the first play, we opened up with a shot. I think it opened up the defense a little bit. We passed to set up the run. That was our plan. And then the run game came alive in the fourth quarter. So I think we did a lot of good things, but there's still some things that we got to get better at. There's a lot of great athletes up there. We should be a lot better on offense as we continue to grow.
Hey, Coach, this is Glenn West, LSU Country. You mentioned, the 2 freshman receivers in particular, Jack Besh and Deion Smith. Just how impressive was it to see those 2 guys go out and have the kind of games they did?
It was good. It was fun to see them do it in Tiger Stadium. I've been seeing them do it all the time in practice. And they finally got their chance. Deion was the number 1 player in the state of Mississippi. He's done a tremendous job for us, and he's only going to get better. Jack Bess is a baller. He practices hard every day. He wants the ball. He's got the heart of a Tiger. We love having him. And both of those guys are going to be great players, along with Malik Neighbors, along with Chris Hilton. Those guys are going to be tremendous football players for us.
Along with Mason Smith, along a few other Tigers, man, they looked really good. And a lot of the young guys were able to make things happen for LSU, man. I was happy. I'm going to be honest with you, although they almost put up 50 points on this team, 49-21. Things have to get better on the defensive end. Offensive line, still seeing some issues with the offensive line. It's 3 games through the season, and they just don't look as good as I would like them to look. And, of course, we're getting ready to get into our SEC schedule, which could be a whole nother issue altogether, will be a whole nother issue. And we know it's all about offensive line play when you look at the SEC, man. So, man, we got to get a lot of this corrected. You heard Coach O as he was breaking it down, and I think I agree with him. I think we got to fix a lot of the stuff that we're doing on the offensive side of the ball and on the back end of the defense, giving up the big plays. But nonetheless, let's get into the statistics right here of what happened during the game, the team statistics. As you can see here, the LSU, looking at this sucker, they had 23 first downs versus 20 by Central Michigan in the matchup, 6 of 11 on third down versus 9 of 18 by Central Michigan and Chippewas. LSU overall, 485 total yards versus 284 by opponents, 400 through the air, 228 through the air for them. They averaged 10.3 yards every time they threw the ball. That's a first down every time they passed the ball. Of course, interception apiece on both sides. And LSU did put up 85 yards rushing on this team. I thought they could do a lot better on 23 carries, under 4 yards a carry, average per carry, just 85 yards. And much of that was Corey Kiner doing his thing, being roughhouse, real tough running, stiff arm into the ground. That guy has potential. 85 yards on the ground by LSU. You look at the penalties, 7 penalties for 72 yards, a lot of penalties there, 1 by the Chippewas for 5, and, of course, 2 turnovers by them, 1 by us. And, as you know, 27 minutes flat for time of possession for LSU versus 33 for Central Michigan. So it was an intriguing, to be honest with you, I thought LSU could have, kind of, like I said, it was more positives than negatives in this as we get ready to head into the next layer of the SEC schedule. But I posed this question to the Tough Tiger Talk family. How do you guys feel about the matchup tonight? Did you think LSU, did they impress you enough to kind of make you feel better about their performances moving into the season? Like Coach O said, still a lot of work to be done. And I have to agree with him on that side, especially in the back and the secondary, surrendering those deep touchdown passes. That was very concerning. That when they did make a mistake, boy, they made a doozy. And let's go into the individual statistics. But like I said, we got to clean a lot of that up. All right, going at the top, Max Johnson was 26 of 35. He threw for 5 touchdowns. He did the Jameis Winston without the Jameis didn't throw the pick, but he went 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 372 yards through the air, 10.6 yards per throw for Max Johnson. So pretty much every time he threw the ball, it was a first down and then some. LSU did carry the ball 23 times for 85 yards, almost 4 yards per rush, 1 touchdown there. Corey Kiner was the man with the plan. It's that TD Price, not much going on with him, 6 carries, 4 yards. But Kiner got in there, and this was toward the back end of the game when you had a lot of backups in, where he was able to kind of impose his will. 12 carries, 74 yards, 6.2 yards per carry. He had a touchdown as well. And, of course, the big part of LSU's offense was the wide receiver player, Deion Smith, who really stepped up and played really big in this game. 5 catches, 135, averaged 27 yards per catch. He had 2 touchdowns on the night. Jack Bech, who played, and you heard Coach Joe talk about him, 5 catches for 81 yards. He had a score as well, 16.2, and he's turning it up. And, of course, you see guys like Devonta Lee, who had 5 catches for 47 yards, and the score averaged 9.4 yards per catch. And, of course, the big man, the big all-star or the big player, Kashawn Butte, 6 catches, 44 yards. He had a score as well in the matchup. So, I mean, we're moving that thing. And, of course, you're starting to see a lot of the wide receivers, the young wide receivers step up. Really was impressed with Deion Smith and Jack Bech back in the matchup, getting going. And Devontae Lee even got a few, catches in there as well. So the team, the receiving stats overall, 27 catches for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns through the air. So that's big for LSU moving this thing. We know Major Burns had a pick today as well. And, of course, you look at the defensive side of the ball for the Tigers. We got to keep this thing going and keep it moving. So LSU did a pretty decent job too against their players, but they did allow 228 yards through the air as Jacob Sermon finished the game 17 of 21, 156, 1 touchdown, 1 pick in the game. And then LSU did collectively stifle and stop what Central Michigan was trying to do on the rushing attack. Their top rushing back was Miles Bailey, 7 rushes for 29 yards. Overall, the team was 31 carries for 56 yards. So really nothing going on there. And they did strike LSU and have a few deep strike plays there going downfield. But ultimately, we as a team, we have to be able to, as a team, we got to get better, man, to be honest with you. We got to get better defending against these teams. And we put the 50 burger up, and I think that's what a lot of the LSU family members wanted, was that 50 burger against this team. So intriguing enough, we got a good win against them, but surely enough, we're looking at a lot of issues that occurred on the defense and offensive line. So, big ups to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the chat for some of the family members there. I see you, True Louisiana, Damien. Let's see what we got there. Rudy, I see you, fam. Philly Phil, I see you, fam. Much love. All right, so let me go over a few comments then, posing the question to the family members in the chat is how, for the people in the replay, y'all can put it in the comment section. What did you think about this performance against the Chippewas? Now, this is a team that might have been, I guess you could consider them maybe a little bit better than the previous team that we took on, but we take a step up in class next week against Mississippi State. And some of the things that we watched in this matchup on defense, like just straight up blown stuff. And I mean, I'm not really focusing on the negative, but I seen what Max was doing. And you have to give Coach O credit because they did talk about moving the pocket, and they did that. You seen rollouts with Mac Johnson was able to use his athleticism and his leg, making plays on the run, making throws on the run. And they did attempt to do a few things a little bit better. And I did see improvement there. But you also, the offensive line, man, I just see problems there. The offensive line is not really where it's supposed to be. And 3 games into the season, you would think that, they would crystallize and be a little bit stiffer. But the competition in SEC, when it comes to it, we're going to have to really help do a little bit better on that offensive line, my goodness. And then on the back end, with our secondary, as good as they are, guys just letting wide receivers run past them. And when they make a mistake by letting guys get behind them, it was for touchdowns. So, I mean, Coach O really talked about that. We can't do that going into our SEC schedule. We got to improve, man, or they're going to bomb the hell out of us. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's look at the chat that True Louisiana says that Bech was great for us again. Yes, he is really stepping up. Coach O keeps talking about him from week to week, and he could be a staple in what we need to do. Damien says, just being honest, I know trust in this O-line. He says, I have, he says, honest, I have no trust in this offensive line. I got you. SEC play starts now. They got to get it together if it's going to be a long season. Yeah, it's all in the trenches, man. And that offensive line, I don't know. It just doesn't. They don't have the harmony that I would anticipate them to have. It's like, it's where's the guts? It's like, where the hell is the guts? Where's the mentality? Where the toughness, the mental fortitude. And you see at times we're supposed to be able to really just mesh out Central Michigan's defensive line and be able to run and pile up 130 plus yards on this team. We didn't that. We didn't get 100 yards on the day. I was expecting to get 100 yards rushing today. We had 85 yards on Central Michigan, and this was a team going into when we previewed the team that you can rush on them and put 200 yards up on them versus the previous game. So they had a propensity to give up the run, but no such luck. Even though 20-something odd carries right here, and the best that we can do was produce 23 carries for 85 yards with a less than 4-yard rush average. And the offensive line is very problematic. Thank you for that, David. Philly Phil says running game came on late in the game. Yeah, during the garbage time, you seen Corey Kiner step up and do his thing. So, yes, he really started getting going. And I really like the fact that they added him in there to kind of help out as well. So, I mean, it's improvement. And, we see that you get those guys involved. And Kiner is really a kind of bowling ball guy that catches well, has some speed. I was impressed with his play tonight. So hopefully can improve upon that moving forward. True Louisiana says exactly. You saw how hard Kiner had to work for the big gain on one carry. He was looking like Marshawn Lynch. I know that massive stiff arm, and then he cut back up to the right and got a big chunk of yardage. Then the next play around, he came back and did it again. So it's we see some improvement for some guys in the game. Damon says, BQ, I'm most definitely not impressed, but hopefully SEC play spark these guys. There we go. He says, call or not, BQ, if this old line don't come together real soon, it'll be a freaking long year. I hear you on that, bro. It's all about the line. It really is. All right. True says, I think Deion Smith and Devonta Lee are the little cousins of Devonta Smith. Heard that earlier this year. I think it was Devonta saying it in the tweet himself. Not sure. Though I'm gonna have to research that, but man, he played really good. He could be a real good compliment for Keyshawn Butte, man. So big ups to the fam, man. I appreciate y'all being in this thing as well. So impressive to a degree. Now we expected them to put a 50-burg up on this club, and I wasn't expecting LSU to give up 3 touchdowns to this team, especially in the bombardier way that the Chippewas was able to throw the ball up the field because we had blown coverages on those plays. So I mean, that is a bit concerning. You have a new defensive coordinator there, and of course, we have so much talent there. We have to be able to fix that. We can't let them get away with that. And then finally, Damon says, I think we gave up 1 sack, but Max got hit a lot. Yes, he did. And yeah, I know. And it was one play where he had to make a move, and he was basically running for their lives. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this offensive line? It's like watching them. They have zero confidence. It's like, they're just out there, the guy gets beat, and it's not like, where your guts at? That's my thing. Where's your guts? Where's your pride at? That's what it's about. Where's your mental fortitude? It's like, they don't have that. I don't know. It's very weird. And I don't know if you ain't getting 3 games and that's against lesser competition. This is the type of games against the Chippewas and the previous team that you supposed to be able to take off on. You get McNeese and Central Michigan, and you're the offensive line, a struggling O-line for LSU. You're supposed to dominate McNeese. You're supposed to dominate Central Michigan. And then that prepares you, builds up your confidence for an SEC opening schedule against Mississippi State and so on and so forth. So, I mean, these last 2 games were supposed to be the answer, large part to the confidence issues and some of the rhythm that we needed to get as an offensive line to be more dominant. And I just didn't. I seen incremental improvement, but still they were getting beat. A lot of those guys were shooting through there, and I'm like, what the hell, man? So going into it, a lot of the people were saying, well, the continuity issues that we had, with the team, what it's supposed to have been a strong point of the team. Then you have Cam Wire and all these guys coming in there, and that they should be fine. And that was my thought process, but that has not been the case mentally. Is that this team has not stepping up from an offensive line standpoint and commanded and did what they needed to do. Now, against Central Michigan, this is a severe less talent than what we're accustomed to playing, which the 50 burger is supposed to occur. But at the same time, you also was supposed to put up 100+ yards on this team and dominate them. But anyway, we got the win, and hopefully we can get some of these issues fixed on the back end, because it's going to be a long season if we are allowing teams like Central Michigan of all teams to throw deep bomb touchdowns on you, and you standing there not knowing where the hell your man is, and you getting beat like a dog on plays. So, I mean, we got to watch that, man. We got to watch that indeed. So anyway, that'll be the end of the show. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in for this episode of Tough Tiger Talk, recapping LSU's win over Central Michigan in the matchup 49-21. We get the win. We'll be back Monday. We'll have Uncle Mozzy and GM Kev chiming in on with their thoughts on the show as well. But all I can tell you is that you look at what LSU did, man, in the matchup. They, like I said, man, I was happy because we got the win. I seen a lot of positive things, no doubt about it. I really did. And I don't want to look like I'm kind of, looking at the negative. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of looking at it to myself, and I'm saying what we'll be facing with in this SEC schedule, this could be quite problematic if we can't, get this stuff under control when we're supposed to get under control. It could be very problematic for the squad. So anyway, it's just made and a tough catch. So it's just great play by our young wide receivers. And of course, the defense was stifling, stopping them from running the football. But, this the kind of stuff you got to deal with, man. But hopefully, as a team, man, we got to get back to where we're supposed to be and make things happen, man. But there's some other footage, but that'll be it. But anyway, that'll do it for Tough Tiger Talk, fam. I thank y'all for joining us for the show. Central Michigan, it was some practice for us. It was practice for us. 49-21, we come up with the win. LSU's 2-1, and of course, we will then turn our attentions to the upcoming matchup, as we do have an 11 o'clock game up against Mississippi State. That'll be coming up. We'll come into the preview show and stream, and then we'll go over all that stuff, and we'll get ready for for an 11 o'clock game. A lot of these games were late, family. Are y'all ready for an 11 o'clock affair? Getting your ass up early for this one, for this matchup on the 25th of this month, 11 a.m. The Tigers 2-1 open conference play against Mississippi State, who's also 2-1. So this is a bit of we got to go in there and we got to take care of business. Let's get some revenge on this goddamn team. Remember what they did to us last year. It's revenge time, man. We got to get this right, and we got to get it. We got to get it going. So we're gonna preview this game on Monday. Tomorrow, Monday we'll preview this matchup, and we'll go over commentary from our other contributors as well. So I thank you guys for joining us. Much love to you guys. I want y'all guys to keep your heads up. Keep the faith, man. We are making incremental improvement, very incremental improvement, but at least it's improvement and not going backwards to a degree. You get me? So yeah, it's improved. So please feel free to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share the show's link on your social media feed, family, and I'll pop up on Monday with my contributors. Big ups to you, and go Tigers.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the